maybe not even start over again with the government. So this will be fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good to have you back. Good to have you back, Free. You're like, by the way, I know it's third. Technically only second show that's Truth Will Set You Free because you were on the election or the debate special. So that was, you were on a supplement. This is your second time on the show.
Well, fourth time if you count that I was your correspondent at the Trump speech in DC too. So
there you go.
I did that.
Yeah. So first off, I'm realizing something right now, Free. You kind of look like a badass version of Kaecey. Like if Kaecey was done with AI to look a little bit more badass. No offense, Kaecey, but he's got like the spiked hair and the slightly more edged beard. Like, I don't know. You guys could be brothers from a different mother, kind of like Kash and I, who are also related.
There you go. Yeah, we got a similar look going. I'm trying to catch up in the grade department with Kaecey. So
it's not worth it. Don't do it.
Kash is all black, no gray there. Kash, you look you're not feeling great. I don't know where it came from that Rose said Kash is being funny because you've literally just sat there staring into space, not feeling well. Tell everybody what's going on. Maybe they could send you some good vibes, some prayers, something.
Life is good. God bless America. And thank you, God, for my life. I appreciate it. Life is great, right? But so let me just tell you about my day. So the cars broke down. I got to get that fixed somehow. I got a massive migraine right now as we speak. And then earlier, my neighbors brought me some habanero peppers from their garden. So I like to eat the habanero peppers. Well, me being me today, not all the way there, I go and I eat a habanero pepper and I'm peeling it open because I don't want to eat all the seeds. So I crack it open, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just eating the parts where it's not no seeds on it and all of that. I forget to wash my hands. So I go to the bathroom and I use the bathroom and then I finally wash my hands. And when I come back out, I lay down and I guess I must have already touched my arm and already touched my face. And I lay down and I try to take a nap to get this headache to go away. And like the first 3-4 inches of my guy like lights up on fire. My arm's on fire. I'm like, what the hell? Then my eyes on fire, like right here. And yeah, so I had to go.
I'm sorry. What is the first 3 or 4 inches of your guy mean? Because to me, that would mean my guy.
No, I'm just talking about like the base.
Oh, got it. What,
yeah,
Kaecey,
why are you scratching your
head? Kaecey, you're not going to tell me that you're 3 or 4 inches limp. Let's be clear here.
I'm more trying to figure out where in the hell is this conversation going?
Well, you knew where it was going when he said that he had a habanero. Well, he said he had a habanero, then he went to took a pee. You knew where this was going, and we're also talking about the same guy that was in the Olympics. That junk hit the. Did you guys see that? By the way,
yeah, it was Mike Obama.
Mike. Jesus. All right. We're way off track to start. So again, we've got a good show for you guys today. Really, it's going to be honestly kind of the status update. First off, from a fluff standpoint, I know that everybody's like dogging the Olympics this year and all this stuff. Oh, actually, I had to comment on something before we get there. That Liberty lady said Free has some legit spaces. I did not know you had pictures out there, Free.
Pictures?
Photos of yourself?
It's she's talking. Yeah, it's the thing that you won't come on.
I will not come anywhere near your spaces if you know what I mean. Okay.
In your defense, you didn't know who I was at the time up until maybe 5-10 minutes ago. So I'm basically the Tim Walz of your guests. Nobody has any clue who the fuck I am. So,
but you are less dangerous than Tim Walz. I will say that very clearly.
You're not going to talk bad about a strong black man that's a Democrat on this.
Oh,
just
man.
Everybody knows Tim Walz is a black man.
Let's get right in.
And his nickname is the Coach.
I was going to talk about Olympics. Maybe we'll talk about that at the end if we've got time. So Tim Walz is the selection. I think it's a big surprise to people. I'll give my little piece right now. Josh, this is a huge deal on a lot of levels because he was clearly the least known, in my opinion. It was a fact that he was the least known of the three. In my opinion, the worst pick because of his radical beliefs. You now have two incredibly radical people on the same ticket. Josh Shapiro, to me, was the favorite. You needed to carry Pennsylvania. I think I am going to go on a limb and say he was the pick until the 23rd hour, just like Kamala got selected the 23rd hour. Josh Shapiro had two major things come up. They started doing some polling, some internal polling, and they realized how anti-Semitic the current Democrat Party is. Their base, their ultra-radical base is very anti-Semitic. And I'm not just talking about Somalis. I'm not just talking about Muslims. I saw people interviewed that are normal white guys that are part of the pro-Palestinian movement and ultra-left that are saying they would have a problem with Josh Shapiro because his stance on Israel, and they don't like his Jewish heritage. So that's, to me, what I would deem anti-Semitic. That's one. Two, Josh Shapiro had a very big problem that I have intimate knowledge of, that I'd heard the story about a year ago, less than a year ago now, that something went through his office that was very, very corrupt. There was the, can you help me with the girl's name that was murdered / committed suicide? It's being re-brought up right now. You could hear the 911 tapes. The guy called 911, found his girlfriend. He had a very powerful family that apparently when this went through Josh Shapiro's office, they let it slide, and it's very corrupt. Now, on the upside, this is going to be reinvestigated. She was stabbed 10 times in the chest, 10 times in the back, and she was found to have committed suicide. And the 911 call was the weirdest thing you've ever heard in your whole entire life. And this all got through the Josh Shapiro office. This guy now, by the way, he was actually a roommate to one of my producers from Fox Sports. He was a roommate in college, and he knew this whole situation pretty intimately. It's a shady situation. And this guy who's married, I think with a kid now, is going to have all of this back up.
You're still cutting out.
So at least maybe justice will be served.
You can't host the show. You're cutting out. Kaecey, take over.
Really?
Yeah, you started cutting out again. But no,
you didn't even get good Wi-Fi for my appearance, Russo. Come on, man. he even got the half-assed Wi-Fi for us.
Well, it's because he uses a Mac. We all know where it's a Mac problem. But no, you're probably back now for 30 seconds. But the person's name, Ellen Greensberg, I believe is who it was.
Post-mortem stab wounds too. Post-mortem stab wounds.
Right. The whole situation makes zero sense. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, all I was going to say, but it was deemed a suicide, and it went through Josh Shapiro when he was the, not the DA, but the, it went through his office. Ultimately, he was part of the corruption. When he was the AG, it went through his office and allowed to fly.
Yeah, I think you need to go reboot your machine, man.
You really do, because you are cutting out super bad, bro.
I think Josh Shapiro's got into your machine.
Look, he's froze right now. Oh, now he came back. There he is.
Just go bounce your machine. It'll be right back. So all in all, when it comes down to this whole situation, I think with Shapiro, Free and I talked a little bit backstage, like this whole controversy being dug up and really thrown into the media, in my opinion, I think was the last straw that really was pushing him out. Because 2 weeks ago or a week ago, there were rumors that Shapiro was the guy. It was going to be announced like within days. And all of a sudden, it wasn't happening anymore. And so I think that story got its traction. What do you think, Kash?
I mean, honestly, I really couldn't care less. We already got her running for president, so whoever VP is really doesn't matter. I was hoping really that she would go with like a Joe Manchin or something. You know, that would be like, for me, that'd be like the logical choice. If I was going to be swayed in my vote, it would be because you got Joe Manchin in your, and as going for your VP. But this dude that she just brought in, I don't even know who he is. I don't know if I like him or not, because I don't know anything about him except for what I just heard in her.
You do not. I'll go out on a limb and say you do not.
Well, he already got one strike against him because he's a Democrat. So that's the first strike. But I don't know anything about his personal. That's probably the best thing
about him. That's probably the most redeeming characteristic he has.
And I learned that he was a sissy in the military.
Yep.
So I learned that because
bailed on the military because his unit was getting deployed to Iraq, and he said he retired, but he didn't really retire. He just bailed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard he was terrified. I made a little post on Twitter or on X, my bad, and yeah, it's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. So that's how I learned that in the comment section.
What do you think, Free?
I think he's terrible. I mean, I think that I can't believe that they actually went with someone that's more socialist and more authoritarian than Kamala is. I mean, this is amazing. I mean, like they couldn't have set this up better for Trump because one's wackier than the next. Mm-hmm. I mean, like his whole track record, his key positions, his signature legislation, they're all extremely far left. His wife seems like she's a whack job. She was talking about during the BLM riots that she, had the windows open so she could smell the fires and really experience the moment. And, that was history. And it was, it's
gonna be the purge,
a moment in history that oppressed people fought back. And then he didn't deploy the National Guard for a day. And then his daughter leaked the National Guard's plans to the protesters. And they're just terrible, terrible people.
I didn't think in this election I would ever say this, that we found somebody more left than Kamala.
I know.
I am shocked that they did that. It is.
I'm not shocked. There's a lot more people that are far left than Kamala. But I'm gonna tell you, this dude, if he's as bad as you guys are making it seem, then what I'm thinking, I'm telling you, it might be some purge stuff going on if she gets elected. Straight up, they're gonna be all for it.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. I don't know what's gonna go on when it comes down to this whole situation. I don't understand how the Democrats see this as a win. This is a winning party, right? It's not going to pull anybody from the middle over. They're just all in.
Well, I don't know. It's a scary thing right now. And I don't know if you guys see what's going on in Arizona, but they got the Republicans for Kamala. That's just something that just sprang up out of nowhere today.
Yeah.
Republicans for Kamala. A whole bunch of Republicans coming together that are, I guess, they officials over there in Arizona that have got their own campaign going for Arizona for Republicans for Kamala.
That's actually in a couple spots. Like it happened, Illinois did it. Edgar and Kinzinger and a few other prominent politicians all came out for Kamala, and then there's Republicans. There's a national Republicans for Kamala thing too, started by a guy that somebody found a tweet from 4 years ago that he canvassed for Biden in Iowa. So it's just everything's a scam
out here, man. I don't think this is going to be as easy a win as we think it is.
It's not. You guys are correct. Am I better now? I've been listening to you guys on X. Great job describing him. Kash, you have to actually learn about the disgustingness that is Walz. Like, the more you learn about him, the worse he is. And it's not just like, well, Kamala's dumb, which we can say because she's dumb. Walz is a guy. First off, he was the one that coined the phrase, JD Vance is weird. Let's think about this he was the one that said it first, and then it became this whole speaking point. There is not a single more pro-children changing gender governor than Walz. Walz is the one that passed. Not only did he pass gender affirming care for use, he made it a month later after doing that in 2023, a sanctuary city for parents who, if in another state, if it's considered child mutilation or whatever, they can move to Minnesota and they will be protected within the confines of the state if they want to make that decision for their 7-year-old. Why are you shaking your head, Kaecey?
Oh, it's just disgusting. That's all.
Okay. This is true. This is fact-based. When it comes to abortion, he is one of and again, you guys know my belief on abortion. I'm more pro-choice up to with reason. If it's not for me, but if somebody is 10 weeks and they're not my life, I can't. So he is one of the most pro-abortion governors in the country. He is a guy that is pro up until childbirth abortion, and he has fought for that right, and also made it where he has committed dollars to allow people to come to his state and get their abortions whenever they want to there. He is a sick puppy. He is a hunter. He likes guns to hunt.
Except in an actual war.
except in war, except in individual rights. He just wants to make sure he has his own hobbies. He is an absolute piece of shit. He actually
more. I think I'm gonna make him the focus of my my reels over the next couple days. I got to get back to making me some reels.
And the last thing I want to talk about, and you guys said it well when I was gone, talking about the fact that his wife's an actual weirdo, was like, I love the smell of freedom while businesses were burning down. So this guy banned Thanksgiving. So one of the things he made as a governor, he said, you are not allowed to have Thanksgiving. Meanwhile, a couple months earlier, he was celebrating during the same pandemic, the Black Lives Matter riots. He was the one calling for defunding of police. And if people are going to talk trash about Trump not condemning what happened on January 6th, the ultra-left mayor, Fry, of Minneapolis, was begging for National Guard. And Walz was on record saying, we'll see what happens. Let's just let this play out for a little bit, and waited over 24 hours to the point where there was hundreds of police officers hurt and $500 million of damage in Minneapolis when Fry was calling for help and Walz refused it. And then celebrating it. And what's that?
I seen what Dawn said. That's the video that I seen on X. He had the flags behind him, and I guess he had a state flag or whatever it was, and then he replaced it with some new flag with like some Muslim stuff on it.
Yep, it looks like the Somalian flag now.
Yeah, very similar. Yep.
He's also very pro-China. So he said we should not make them our adversary. He taught in China for a calendar year. And again, you could call somebody an adversary or not, but this is a country that is actually the Chinese Communist Party. They can't be our best friends. We could trade with them and not be our friends, but they are, to be clear, an adversary. He said he's been to China over 30 times. He's done business dealings in China. He taught in China when he was in the service for a full calendar year. He definitely has some ties to China, which would make me go, this is probably why he was selected. Josh Shapiro is a stronger pick. Kelly, stronger pick. If they got in office with Kamala, I'd be scared. I think that this is a weird pick for the Democrats, but at the same time, if they pick it and this happens to be the country we are in, this is not a joke anymore. Like, these are the two ultra leftists, and Kash, you said Kamala, there's more people far left than Kamala Harris. There really isn't, based on the way she platformed in 2020. She's changed some of these things now, but there is no further left than her, except for potentially Walz.
Well, I know why they picked him. I get it. I understand. His last name, Walz. And that's the one thing that Kamala doesn't have. So they needed to get her some walls. And yes, that is a vagina joke.
Can I pose a question? And this is going to get me in trouble. Kelly said the reason I could never run for office is because there's all these hours of recording of me saying the wrong thing. I'm thinking of Kamala Harris with no kids. She's never said she can't have kids. She's got no biological children. And based on her previous nature, I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say
she had too many STDs. She can't have children. She got burned too many times.
I was going to say she probably has taken a trip to Planned Parenthood a couple times. Like,
I'm telling you, when she was an escort, she got burnt a couple times. I'm telling you, bro. She's had too many penicillin shots because of the penicillin that she was receiving. And now she can't have kids.
Yeah. I forgot about this one.
Why does it matter? We don't want her to reproduce. We don't want any more of that gene on this planet.
Forgot about the driver's license thing. So he actually instituted a law there that he opened it up for 80,000 illegal immigrants to get a driver's license. And when that and also for people under the age of 18, they get pre-registered to vote. If anybody has a driver's license that gets renewed, doesn't matter if they're illegal immigrants or not, they are automatically registered to vote. So I don't think it would actually qualify for this election, but if they're getting it now, the next time their driver's license in 4 years or 3 years opens up, they will 80,000 eligible illegal immigrants to vote. There is no worse candidate than Walz. I don't understand.
You know exactly what's going on. They trying to really like take America out. That's really what's going on here, bro. They are really trying to end America. They're trying to reshape this country into a whole nother thing. Like the farthest thing away from the America that we have now is what they want. They want something so extreme that it's unrecognizable anymore.
And yeah, Kathy's right. This is another one. This is one of the, it's just, what's ironic to me, again, you want to do weird shit, do weird shit. The fact that he's the guy that came up with the fact that JD Vance is weird, and he also said JD Vance doesn't truly understand small town America and rural America, which is hilariously bullshit. Yeah. Tim Walz is the guy that actually said that they have to put tampons in men's bathrons in the state of Minnesota. Like
hashtag tampon Tim needs to keep going. It's number 2 trending on X right now, behind Harris Walsh 2024. Walz 2024. We need to fix that.
This guy
gotta have tampons in men's bathrooms, bro. Especially in today's society, you got a whole bunch of bleeding booties out there now. You've got to have tampons in men's bathroom. Not to mention the people who have transitioned into looking like a man. They got to be able to stop their cycle every month. So, you know,
I got to ask the question, because I talked about this the other day to all three of you. I don't know if you guys saw my little mini rant. Actually, was that today? I don't even know what today is. About the importance of a platform. I realized this after our show last week. The fact that Kamala didn't have to go through a primary process is incredibly dangerous in terms of the general election.
Yes.
That I'm more and more I realize, and I said this on radio a lot last week too. I realized that when I kept saying I feel like it's Kamala, there's got to be, we're winning this. How can we lose? The Democrats have to have this master plan where they're one step ahead of the Republicans, and they are. Like she's already going back on all of these beliefs that she used to hold 4.5 years ago, and she's able to do it. Like the whole thing about mandatory gun buybacks with assault rifles. She's saying, I don't mean that anymore. She's saying things like, what was some of the other ones? Private health insurance. She's like, no, I'm okay with that now. Some abolishing ICE. No, it's okay. So she's able to go back. So without having to win your primary and placate your radical right or radical left, you're a very dangerous candidate, no matter how much you cackle and sound like a fucking moron.
I'm waiting for her to come out and say that she's ready to give black people reparations.
Oh, I bet you that's coming.
No, it won't. She hates black people.
I don't know, bro. She's been taking on the girl act pretty good. So she says that she's coming out to give black people reparations. You better say bye-bye to the black vote.
I thought she said that already. I thought she was already in on that.
Said that she's not going to do something specifically for black people. No, I'm not going to do something specifically for black people. Why would I do something for black? No, I'm not going to do nothing for black people. No, I'm not going to do nothing for black people. She said it just like that.
She's for sure going to do it because she did it in California. You know, she was part of the committee that established the one in California. And then I think she was co-sponsor on the one in Congress when she was a senator. So, I mean, I'd be shocked if she didn't.
Yeah, I bet it.
Her family gonna be paying reparations then, because they own some people out back in Jamaica.
I think she's the most dangerous because I don't think that she has a soul. Like, and I don't mean that as like a religious person. I mean, like, she's one of those politicians that just wants power, and whoever gives her the most power, she'll do what they want. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I think that she's just a blank slate. And if the Chinese want her to do something and give her enough money, she'll do it. And if, you know, the Middle East wants her to do something, gives her enough money, she'll do it. Like, I don't think she's, you know, like Walz is like a leftist whack job that like oozes leftist whack job. Like, I don't think she's a leftist whack job. I think she's just like a narcissist that, got in this position and just wants as much power and as much attention as possible, and will do whatever it takes to keep that.
Yeah,
I don't disagree.
All in all, this is just to prop up the left, to try to put somebody up there that's just going to be a puppet. We know she's not going to be making any decisions. And just like what we currently have, we don't have a president making any decisions over the next 6 months right now.
Where has he been? Have we seen him?
I have no idea. He got on the wrong plane a couple days ago.
He stumbled out to the car and didn't sound like he knew about the attack in Iraq. And didn't know what he was going to do, or no, it was the Iran thing. Like he didn't know that, everybody pretty much thought that Iran was going to do something. And he said, I don't know what we'll do and we'll see. And will they stand down? He's like, I don't know.
I have an old friend. I had a lot of old friends that were commenting on some of my stuff. One of them was typically a Republican. He must be a Adam Kinzinger kind of Republican. But some of the comments that are being made are literally like, you guys always just call it the most important election of our lifetime. I'm like, yeah. And honestly, each election, as we keep reaching a new tipping point in this country in terms of our own internal turmoil, our own volatility in anything from the economy to the stock market, global relations, when you see that, Israel's being attacked, Taiwan's on the brink, like all these different things, it is more important. And could the 2028 election be the most important election of our lifetime? Absolutely. But fact is, like, as we continue to deteriorate as a society and everything moves hyper fast, the Industrial Revolution took far more years than it takes for us to go from one iPhone to the next that has just as many technological advances. We have so many advances that happen in one calendar year, and you add social media, it happens quickly. So it's very important to make sure you're acting fast. And I think that when people are downplaying this and kind of shaming me for saying it, shaming other people like you guys, saying like it is the most important election. Like, do you guys think that that's just fodder for fear, or do you think this is really the most important election of our lifetime?
I think they want us to think that this is the most important election in our lifetime. Honestly, I'm getting to the point where when I look at this stuff, and I can say there's a lot of important issues, like more important issues that we're dealing with, but the election, I mean, at the end of the day, these people do what the hell they want to do, and they always have. Even when Trump was in office, they didn't let him do everything that he wanted to do, and they blocked stuff. Same with Obama. When Obama was in office, they blocked him from doing stuff, only let him do what they wanted him to do. It's the same thing. So it's like, when you say, is it the most important? I don't know. There's a lot more important things at stake, I guess, this time around. But no, it's the same as every other election. Either way it goes, their will be done.
Right. Free, what do you think?
I think the major difference with this one is, if you go back a few elections, like you had McCain and Romney. I mean, like, they're no different than, the Democrats, so like Trump is significantly different. And, for his flaws, he's definitely an outsider, a rebel, kind of a hellraiser. He's the only shot we have of any meaningful change happening, outside Chase Oliver, of course, but, that's totally different. But, everybody the Republicans have picked for years and years and years were basically, muddy, middle of the road, authoritarian types. And, so no different than the authoritarian Democrats that, continue to be picked. So I think, Trump doing something where he like drastically cuts the government, drastically cuts or eliminates income tax, and ending foreign wars. I mean, I think he's the only shot. Like, nobody else will do it.
Right.
I think it is the most important. Kaecey, go ahead. Finish up. Sorry.
No, you're good. I agree with you. I see that this is the first one. I've made jokes about it as long as I've been doing shows with you guys for the last 4 years. I've been told my entire life, this election is the most important. The most important. And I'm like, you're choosing between who? Like, really? I've lost every presidential election I participated in. Like, stop picking the stupid people. And when it comes to the most important, this year, out of all of the elections, this is the year that I am actually believing it. Because looking what we have done and how far we have declined in the last 4 years stands out to me significantly than any other presidential term that I have ever been alive for. We have declined so much in this nation. We have $35 trillion in debt. No country in this world respects us. They will just go around and do whatever they want because they do not fear the greatest power in this world at all anymore. And we have a puppet that won't even come up and address and answer any questions ever since he bowed out of a presidential election. And this is why I'm saying the next 6 months, we should be scared of what's going on right now, because there is a lot of stuff that is being done in your face that no one is wanting to even worry about. We haven't held one person accountable for an attempted assassination on a former president. We haven't addressed anything that we have going on with the Iraq. Who is being held accountable for that? Do we have anybody addressing the nation on soldiers being injured in war? No. We have literally a shadow government yelling at you in your face saying you're not going to do anything. You're going to sit on your couch and you're going to like it. That is exactly what the U.S. government is doing right now.
I think it is the most important election because of this. This is the culmination of the plan of what I believe is a very valid argument with the deep state. What happened with COVID was a plan to get Trump out. I think Trump made several mistakes during his presidency, mostly trusting the people around him. Hell, Anthony Scaramucci or whatever is heavy promoting Kamala and Walz. Like he is full blown lefty anti-Trump. He had the wrong people around him. Trump failed at that. Now, with that said, I agree with this statement. I think that the next 4 years are going to be rough. The reason why this is different is this master plan to make sure Trump wasn't in their way, to make sure they started changing things from a national level. The fact that they might be able to get Supreme Court justices and even up the tide, which I think the Supreme Court is completely bogarted right now because they're so partisan. It's not supposed to be partisan. It should be constitution based, and it's not anymore. And that's right and left. So I think that that's broken. But I do think the Democrats will leave the White House peacefully. But fact is, they're not going to allow Trump to do anything.
That's the whole point.
What's that?
That's my whole point.
So I think the country for the next 4 years, and I've said this on other shows, I think the country the next 4 years under Donald Trump is a worse place than if it is under Kamala Harris, because it is a slow death. It is a frog in boiling water. They will take away our freedoms. So the fact that Sarah says this, it's for the future of America. I don't want to be miserable the next 4 years, but I know that they will do everything in their power. When you've got 90% of the media on your side, when you have got the ability for the deep state on the Republican side to subvert Trump's motives, to have bad people in play, to the fact that we have so many issues in our Congress with people that just are there for the sake of insider trading, and they want to maintain their power, and it's all about trading favors to other powerful people. It's going to be ugly because it will be against somebody like a Donald Trump, and it will make the country worse. With that last point is that in the end, though, we will have a chance to survive as the free world, to survive as the greatest country in the world and on the planet that's ever existed, the greatest idea ever. Whereas the other way, it will be the media won't cause a ruckus. Things will be peaceful. Meanwhile, slowly but surely, quietly, we will be into a society that is ran by the absolute loony bin crazy far left, where children are allowed to leave their parents at the age of 8 if they don't want them to get sex changes. It's just there. It will be a complete shit show for the next 20 years if we can't get through the pain of 4 years where Trump fights for this country. Go ahead, Kash.
Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Real shit. I think we're gonna be in martial law soon.
I don't disagree. I think
that's what I think. I think martial law is right around the corner, and I'm gonna tell you why. One way or the other, whether it be Trump getting in office or it be Kamala getting in office, people are they're pissed off on both sides. People are pissed off, and the pot is about to boil over. And they got all these immigrants over here in this country right now. The Trump wins, they gonna activate them motherfuckers, bro. I really believe that. They're gonna activate them one way or the other. If Trump does a mass deportation, their asses is about to get activated. And it's gonna cause civil unrest. You're gonna have people fighting in the streets. It's already happening. I don't know if y'all seen my lives earlier when I had my man Tribe Is on. It's already starting to happen in Chicago. The migrants is going at it with the people that live there. One just got shot in the face twice. You know what I'm saying? Because they tried to jump the security guard and broke the security guard's arm. He popped them twice. And they're buying up all the weapons in Chicago. They're buying up literally all the Glocks, all the switches, all the automatics, everything you can think of. They're buying it, right? Once they get activated and say Trump's in office and he issued that mass deportation, and then people see these people that have been causing chaos in the communities, it's going to turn up. And then they're going to have to declare martial law to get everything situated, to get everything Understood.
Do you think that's after Trump, if Trump were to win office, or do you think that's if it looks like Trump is going to win office? Are you saying if
either or? It could be either or. Once he gets in office, though, I'm telling you right now, something big is going to end up happening within the country, especially in these sanctuary cities. You're going to see shit turn up. I'm telling you, bro.
Yep.
It's coming. It's right around the corner. And I find that to be ironic because if you remember, my first viral video was the one of me talking about martial law. That was the one. And now here we are sitting. We almost we in another presidential season, an election season, and they gearing it up for a martial law type of America real soon. And then the political violence. They already tried to assassinate him. You know what I'm saying? It's about to go down. I'm telling you, we are right around the corner. Some shit's about to pop off here in this country. We are almost there.
I would normally disagree with you because I think in the conspiracy world where we all follow, the term martial law is thrown out a little too much. But if you look at what's going on in the UK, it's a perfect setting for what we could be running into with all the illegals that they've allowed into our country.
I agree.
Free, what do you think?
They didn't militarize all the local police forces for nothing. They have a plan. They all have SWAT teams for a reason. They all have armored vehicles for a reason. They're set up to breach, contain, take out people at long distances. These are not serve and protect, help kids get home from school, find lost puppies. That's not the police that we have now. They're set up to do mass containment. COVID was a test run. Arresting people in parks and running people off for 2 years. I think, and I also think that's another way of seeing that the Republicans and the Democrats are in it together, because the Republicans have been just as interested in militarizing the police as, the Democrats have been in utilizing that.
And I got called out for some, because I'm like, this is the fact that Kamala's even in the position she's in is unfair. And it's unfair to the point because, again, it's hard to fight somebody that never had to make a platform. And I think that all these things are coming down the pike. And I think if it gets too close, there's probably going to be more. They're going to find something to make it difficult to vote for the regular population. And yes, there is a reason the Second Amendment is absolute. So somebody was like, "Oh, it sounds like you're scared. You're scared right now." I am scared. I'll be honest. I think we are. I think that it is a dead heat. I think that a little bit different than Cash's sentiment. I think that it does matter which way we go. And I would rather struggle for 4 years and turn the country around for my future and for our children's future than to be lulled to sleep by socialism. And there's even a clip on the gay dudes white dudes for Kamala. There is a clip where Governor Walz said on it, I'm sorry, that was a Freudian slip. There was a comment that he said, he goes, don't like something about, and he comes to the socialist part and he goes, socialism is just sometimes is just like being neighborly. Like this is a dangerous ideal. And people are like, they call them Marxists because they're just fearful Republicans that think anything unlike them is No, he literally shares ideals with Marxism. This isn't like us. Like this is not a game. This is not practice. It's not a game, and this is definitely not practice. This is like the real deal where finally they're actually putting forth, like, I think Obama in retrospect sucked. I think George Bush sucked. I think Clinton did some international trade shit that sucked. Like, there's a whole bunch of things that suck, but this is the first time where we are fist feeding to people that have heavy socialist and Marxist beliefs to potentially be the leaders of the free world, that on top of it, they're not even savvy, which means they're puppets. That means that whoever would be pushing them through and funding them through and pushing this idea on us, they're the ones truly in charge. So you've got dipshit Kamala Harris that, again, people are like, you're sexist. You don't like women. You don't think women. Right. No, I think she's a fucking idiot. Like, she's just not intelligent enough to be president. Now that she's been whenever she goes off the teleprompter, notice she hasn't done any singular interviews yet. Tell me why that is. And now they're willing to give up because of the anti-Semitic system in their party. They're now willing to give up the state of Pennsylvania, which I don't think they win anymore, for the sake of placating their base that doesn't like Jewish people. This is something that they blame the conservatives and Republican voters. Now, again, like we said, Republicans and Democrats, they suck. Two wings, same bird. But the human beings that are the voters on that side are being demonized when in fact, the voters on the Democrat side are the anti-Semitic side. They've managed to red herring and gaslight the fuck out of everybody.
Kash, you want to take this one? Because we got to clarify this.
Saying the illegals are going to rise against the government. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if Trump gets in office and does a mass deportation, they not going to want to go. That's what I'm saying. And and they already fighting out here. They're already in these streets out here committing homicides. They're already out here robbing people. They're already out here breaking stuff. They're already out here selling dope. They're already out here doing all the things that let you know that they with all the shit, and they are different. They're cut different. They don't commit crime like a regular American. They do this shit in a third world kind of way, like where they from. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't got no problem with not going back and rather going to prison here. I know that because I came from prison with a whole bunch of brothers that was from other places that they come from. And they were glad. Like some of them that was about to be getting out, they were plotting on committing a homicide while they were locked up just so they could stay longer in prison.
Yep.
They not trying to go back.
That was the other thing, by the way, Kamala was against was fracking. She was big time against fracking, which is 75% of our energy right now is based on that kind of drilling and fracking. So, and now she's saying that she's not against it. Again, the power of not having to primary. We only got free for about 10 more minutes. So let's move on to the economy situation.
Can I jump in? I just want to, I wrote something today and I just want to read it real quick because it says it better than me stumbling through it. But Harris Walz are authoritarians posing as progressives. They promise wealth distribution to gain total control of our lives. Trump must focus on economics and freedom and avoid the culture war bait. He must file major tax cuts, slashing government, no more foreign aid or intervention. You know, like I think they're pretending to be progressives because they're really like want to take literally everything over. Like, healthcare, every single thing. You know, they talked about universal healthcare and UBI and all of that stuff. They're going to promise all of it and just take, and we're going to be stuck in martial law.
Well said. Well said. Kamala is like a dog that doesn't know the difference between come here and sick 'em. She does know how to fake coming here, though. All right. So the other
pretty hot back in the day.
Oh my!
Those old pictures with Montel. No, kidding.
Hey.
Nope.
Says the one that likes AOC.
Yeah, it's true. That's Kash. I'm not into Indian women, to be totally honest.
Earlier, were you saying that you think that she swallowed her chances to have a kid, or were you saying that it was probably because she got her walls scraped?
Both. And no, but I was saying because she had a lot of STDs. Thank you, Coach. That's what I'm talking about.
No, speaking of that, before we do the last,
I know
topic,
she had a really weird live. I didn't know if y'all caught that. She had a really weird take. Did you guys see the AOC take?
No, go for it.
Oh God. Oh, yeah, it was bad. I don't know. She was talking about a ceasefire and what it means. I'm like, oh my God. She says somebody to seize fire. When we see fire, it's hot. You don't touch it. I'm like, what?
No, she didn't.
What did you just say?
How have you not made a video out of that yet?
Because I didn't want to put her on blast. You know, still
he feels bad for her.
Jesus. Anyways, real quick, Kash. What's the deal? So when are you giving out the backpacks? I know we've ordered them all. Okay, sweet action. We'll be following that. So thank you guys for your. What was the total amount of donation that we got on that?
I don't know, but so far we have 144 backpacks filled with school supplies, and that's a lot. That's
Good
a lot
for you, man.
Love it. Yeah. I love it. That's what we do. We help people. You know who doesn't help people? Mark Cuban's brother, Brian, he's a piece of shit. All right, moving on. So he unfriended me today, and he blocked. No, he didn't unfriend me. He blocked me. Again, I want to get to the topic. If we have time at the end, we'll bullshit about douchebags like, privileged ex-addicts. Speaking of an ex-addict, that's how it all started. Tim Walz had a DUI in 1995. I want to be very clear. I don't give a shit if he had a DUI in 1995. He didn't kill anybody. It was a bad mistake. He's talked about the fact that he doesn't drink afterwards. That's not the issue to attack him. So stop calling him a drunken communist. He is a communist. Very simple.
I was dealing with that today on X.
Right.
I was like, would anybody be mad at somebody that had a DUI 30 years ago? Like, what would you do? Everybody's like, no.
They need to actually hold that energy across the board, because remember, they talk shit about the fact that Donald Trump has lawsuits from the 80s for being a bad landlord to black people, which, by the way, everybody was a bad landlord to black people, because that was the time to do ambulance chasing for lawyers like that. Regardless, if you're going to talk about, we can't talk about things 30 years ago, then shut the fuck up about things 30 years ago.
That sounded kind of racist. That just sounded kind of racist to me. Well, it doesn't matter. Everybody was bad at their black tenant staff. Fuck them.
No. I didn't say. I said there was lawsuits. There was lawsuits. Anybody that was at home, that was a landlord at the time, you were having, if you had black people living with you, that you, for the most part, you were getting lawsuits against you.
I was just joking.
In vogue thing. Anyways, I had to clarify. Not a racist. All right, let me share this. So, with the economy, I know Free, you got a split second. So before I dissect the bullshit of this video, and I know Kash has a headache, so we're going to try to wrap it up at an hour, which means we got about 12 minutes left, and Free's got about 3 or 4 minutes left. The economy has been bad for a while. Let's be clear. We saw what happened. Apple, half their shares from Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett, everybody, the main institutional investors are liquidating. This is a sign of a recession. Homes are starting to stagnate. Everything across the board is starting to deteriorate economically on top of the inflation. And now the stock market, again, did it have a dead cat bounce today? Which people that are telling me I don't know about the stock market are saying, oh, what's a dead cat bounce? Well, we're about to find out. If it doesn't, do you know what a dead cat bounce is, Kaecey?
No, that is the first time I've ever heard that term.
You've never heard that?
No.
A dead cat bounce is.
It looks alive, but it's not.
It's when there's a massive dip in a stock specifically, or the stock market, and it bounces a little bit up, and everybody gets excited again, like, oh, they see it back down. And then it goes right back down.
Well, that's what it just did. Earlier today, it was at 500. Dow was up 500, and now it ended at 294.
Which is what I said. I go, well, let's see if this ends up based on the indicators, but whatever. What do you think, Free? I want you to make sure you get a last word in here economically, because I always think the last thing that the Biden-Harris administration had going for them on the economy was the fact that the Dow Jones and that the stock markets were doing well. Is this the final straw? Like, what else can they stand on? Is the economy are we really going into a recession? What is your belief?
Well, there was a lot of different questions right in a row. I don't know if their voters really care about stuff like that. And I don't know if they really care about the stock market at all. When you're a granola cruncher living off of the dole of the government or whoever's voting for them, the hairy armpits, smelly protesting at college campus folks, like, do they even like follow any economic indicators at all? And then Harris tried to blame it all on Trump. She was saying that, the jobs were Trump's fault, the economy's Trump's fault, that if Trump gets elected, that it's going to be, a recession, and, which they tried to say in 2016, they tried to say in 2020, and now they're saying it again. Like, they're just so full of it, and people believe whatever they say. Like, I mean, I don't even know if like any of this is really based in reality, where smart guys like us could actually look at it and say, like, this is a problem for them. Like, I think they could pretty much do whatever they wanted and run people over and do whatever. And like, I don't think their base would care at all.
She blamed the border on Trump too, by the way. I mean, that's even more miraculous.
Well, Walz says, what did he say when the wall was going to be built? I'll give them the ladder to climb the wall. Like,
yeah,
really?
Bad choice. Anyways, Free, you got like 2 minutes. So if you want,
I arranged I could stick around a couple extra minutes, but yeah, I'll let you know.
Awesome.
All right. All right, let me know when you got to go. I'm going to go ahead and play this video because this was shared by our good friend Carl Covington. Love the guy.
That's my bro. Shout out, Carl.
Misguided as he may be, he's still under the belief that Donald Trump wasn't actually shot.
No.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. You didn't see that in the comments?
No, bro. I'm gonna tell you. I try to, even though I do a lot of social media stuff, I try so hard to stay away from social media when I'm not doing social media stuff. Literally, I don't scroll. I don't do none of that because it makes my head hurt. So,
anyways, I'm jealous. I think that's a fantastic place to be. But I'm gonna share this real fast, and am I able to stop it, or do I have to just play this stupid guy all the way through? Oh, I can stop it. Okay, good. Let me restart it, and we're gonna get into it. Okay. What did Waz say?
Yeah. Well, yes.
We'll give you another 10 minutes. I just want to make sure Free gets to his spaces. All right, here's this guy. And this is what Carl said. This guy brings a lot of facts because I was talking about how this is the last pillar that the Democrats and this administration has if the economy goes to shit. And I'm sorry, the economy has gone to shit. The stock market goes to shit. And I know
talking about his economist buddy that I seen on Instagram.
Does he have the gray hair?
Yeah, and you were in the comments.
Oh, I blew up the comments.
Yeah, I know. I liked all your stuff.
Okay, let's because I want to break this down because this is a philosophy of people that they tell people that it's like saying, oh, there's a bunch of economists that are popping up overnight, or there's a bunch of vaccine specialists popping up over the night. Meanwhile, then saying why they are a specialist, and this guy does not actually know about stock market. And this is something, although I suck at it, I know a lot about the stock market. Bad at predicting stocks, good at the stock market. So let's go ahead and share this, and I'm going to go ahead and play this as well. And we'll stop at points.
It looks like him.
Ladies and gentlemen, and today I want you all to be prepared to get economics lessons from people who don't even know how economics work. Because
ironically enough, he is then going to give economics lessons from a guy that doesn't know how economics works.
That's what's going to happen. The markets haven't opened yet. I expect, we'll hear a lot of pundits telling us how, this is Joe Biden's economy, blah, blah, blah. I want to remind everybody, okay, that the Dow Jones crashed under 20,000 in Trump's fucking administration. It's
under COVID.
Thank you very much. I mean, COVID? He's literally talking about COVID. And again, 20,000 points, it's a progression. But regardless, he is bringing up a statistic about COVID. He's also throwing out a number. 20,000 doesn't mean anything. 40,000 doesn't mean anything. It's based on growth and based on percentages. Let's go.
Now nearly 40,000 and has crossed the 40,000 barrier. All right. It'll probably drop down today to about 39,000 and some change. Okay. Expect that.
It went to
all right. The NASDAQ was.
What's the NASDAQ? If you are an expert, what is the NASDAQ? You saw me make that comment right there.
Bro, he's a fucking Backstreet Boy.
Look at him. He is Buttigieg side piece. Go ahead.
5,000 points lower than it is under Joe Biden. All right. So even if it does.
That's 4 years. And it's also, he's talking about after Trump, like literally Trump. By the way, Trump brought this. Now, I want to say something clear. When people talk about the president, some people had a valid argument. What does the president have to do with the stock market? Not a bad statement. You're not totally wrong. It's not totally related. And I always say the first 2 years of a president has to do more with the previous administration than anything else. But at the same time, it's not really the end all be all. My statement simply was the fact that the Biden administration was bragging about this part of the economy. This is not something that really he's under the control of fully, especially since the Fed has a major role, cuts, this, that, and the other. Anyways.
This guy is totally out of sync.
He's an idiot.
Experience.
I see what you did there. That was good.
It's a fall today. It's still going to be nearly 5,000 points higher than when it was under Trump. I also want to remind everybody, okay, that there are currently 10 million more people in the working economy today in this country than at Donald Trump's highest peak. If you think employment was great under Donald Trump.
Do you want to, does anybody want to explain why?
Why what?
Why there's 10,000 more people work, or was it 10 million? Why there's 10 million more? Do you know
why?
Well,
can't retire?
I was gonna make a funny before I was gonna say about retirement. But it's because we have a whole bunch more illegals over here working.
Can't retire. One, there's most families that had the wife staying at home has gone into the workforce. And then it's 10,000 jobs. It sometimes includes a second job. So that's not it. You know what? There is a lot of jobs out there. I will give you that. There's also a lot of people trying to find employment, and also the actual rate of some of these jobs are not good. Hence people having two jobs, or their significant others, wives, husbands, having to go work. So that it's not a huge flex point. It's not a bad point, but it's definitely not the flex that Frosted Gray Tips thinks it is.
Trump, it's 10 million more workers better today than it ever was under Donald Trump. Okay? And guys, this is what the feds have been trying to accomplish. Okay?
This I want you guys to pay attention to, because this is actual complete nonsense.
You guys have been complaining about high rates, also complaining about inflation, but that proves you guys don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay, the feds raise rates so that they can raise unemployment and slow the economy down so that they could get rid of this inflation that you guys.
What? The feds do raise the rate to mitigate inflation. That is actually true. That is why they do that. But what is he talking about in relation to unemployment? There is not a sensical piece of information in that. And the reason I'm showing you this, by the way, and I'm wasting our time on it, is because it's important to look at somebody that people on the left, I mean, again, he doesn't have a huge following, but this is the thought process that people are going to use in arguments on why the stock market doesn't matter or the economy, this doesn't matter. So we're almost
have been crying and bitching about for 4 years, but haven't been willing to do anything to fix it. So you left it up to the Fed, and that's what the Fed does. They raise rates. Unemployment will come up and inflation will come down. This is economics 101.
It's actually not. That's not necessary. Those are not the way things actually necessarily work. Now, if you're talking about the rate and then inflation, yes, when it comes to unemployment, that's actually related to other metrics in the economy.
I don't expect any of you fucking morons to understand it, but I'm trying to explain it to you. All right? This is what we've been trying to accomplish for the last 4 years, was to slow the economy down just a bit. Now that
But didn't he just say the economy is moving at this ridiculously fast pace thanks to Joe Biden? He literally just contradicted himself. Like, this is who people are telling us to listen to. This is why you're stupid.
Had one bad jobs report, you can expect to see the Fed start talking seriously now about cutting rates.
Kaecey, how many times have they been talking about rates? It's not now.
They've been talking about rates for the last few months. They keep wanting to cut rates because they want to get things back moving in that direction, because the government doesn't want to be charging 8%. No, they don't want the rates to be there. This guy is just an idiot trying to claim he knows what he's talking about. And in this whole scenario, if you go and follow him on X, he follows the Krassensteins. That's where he's getting all of his information. That should tell you this guy is an absolute idiot.
That's the way this shit works. Economics 101, guys. Do me a favor. Lock out all the noise today and tell all your MAGA friends to just shut the fuck up. Morning, ladies.
Look at how he's standing, too. You see the hand on the hip? Hey, girl. Go ahead, you fucking pansy.
So I got an important question. Yeah. Chode Supply, is that like an Air Supply cover band? Is that his username?
His username, I don't know.
I don't know, bro. That guy just annoyed me though. I ain't gonna lie.
I want to get physical. Like I don't want to actually. I want to see. Would you like to go in a boxing ring? I want to ask him nicely.
Don't do that, Russo. You can't fight, dog. Stop.
I can box. I can't street fight, but I can box. I can. I got reach. Most people don't realize I'm 6'2", 6'3", and I've
seen how tall you are. You're not a boxer. Okay.
I am.
Because you put on gloves doesn't mean you're a boxer. And I ain't forgot about that cheap shot you took on me either when you smacked me in the fucking kitchen. We're going.
Because you wouldn't clean up.
Did you at least get a pot pie out of it?
No, he
ran from me.
I couldn't even get some damn syrup. Aunt Jemima joke. All right. Oh, David's expecting. Congratulations, David. Happy for you, buddy.
Kamala can help you with that, David.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Put your dukes up.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I actually can. I'm not kidding. I actually can box. Oh my God, David.
He's talking about boxing up items and shipping them. That's what he's doing.
I think you're confused with beatboxing.
He's white. He can't do that.
I can't either. Kash, we got to throw some mitts on. We don't need headgear. Let's do it.
I'm down.
Let's do it for charity. And by charity,
game.
I mean to get your.
Let's make it a pay-per-view event. Let's do it.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, let's do it. Make Aunt Jemima great again. Okay, so that was kind of our last topic when it came to the economy. I think that like watching the Democrats now, and here's what I will say: we are in a bad spot. The indicators are there. I prefaced it before. There's different curves that can happen based on the inversion of the S&P and all these different things based on the 180-day curves and graphs and charts. It's not looking good right now. Now, I've said about a year ago, I thought we were about to go through the recession, and I think that people feel as though we are, but the stock market has not shown it. And unlike what Free said about the armpit hair people that don't know any better, they don't really care. The biggest voting base is the apologetic white middle to upper class liberal that is voting far left. So I think it does matter to them, which is ironic because the people that they pander to, they care more about their groceries. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I think it's a weird thing that the Dow Jones, the stock market does matter. And then everybody bragging in my comments like, well, the S&P is 40% from the day that, he took office, which was it. It was actually on the upswing. Trump managed to find a way, his administration managed to find a way to rebound from COVID to where it was pretty good. But during Trump's tenure, the S&P went up just over 50%, whereas right now we're at 39 to 40% for whoever you want to call the president.
If you go like a little deeper though, like the Magnificent Seven did great the last couple of years. Everybody else is like, hit or miss, right? Like, so, I mean, Biden can't take credit for AI and Intel and all of that. And in fact, he wants to ban AI.
Kamala's the head of AI. Don't forget that. Just kidding. She said that.
I think you're confusing deep fake with deep throat.
Fact. So yeah, that was it. I don't
deep throat too. I bet you she does.
Kash, are you horny?
No, I'm just saying she was with a lot of brothers. You know what I'm saying? She was with Montel, and Willie D was slanging that D. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention all the people that she got picked up by in California when she was an escort. It's all types of stuff. You could just, I'm sure she's got a deep throat. She's got a lot of practice. I've seen the pictures. But now she doesn't have to have a deep throat because I seen her husband. Ain't no way that man doing nothing. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Excuse me, what is this dangly thing in the back of your throat I keep hearing about? I don't feel it. I don't really know where it's coming from. What else were we talking about on this one? What was supposed to be DC? Let's see.
It wasn't a whole lot. We covered them.
We covered the bulk of it.
Yeah, I threw in there just in case something randomly came up with Kamala's speech that we would be hitting on. But other than that,
can't hit on Kamala. Yeah, I guess that's really it. The Brian Cuban thing earlier. He mentioned Brian. He said, and I've interviewed Brian. He's an
Brian or Ryan.
Brian Cuban. It's Mark Cuban's brother. He the only reason he's anything is because of his brother. He's a guy, and unfortunately, he battled with addiction. He used to sell his brother's tickets that he would give him to the Mavs games for drugs. Like he would do some really crazy shit. And he talked about it. Great.
You sure you're not thinking about Delonte West?
No, I'm talking about Brian Cuban. So I feel bad. I know a lot of people know Delonte, and he's a troubled dude. So Brian had the he posted today was what did he say? He just said, and I didn't know the whole thing about the drunken communist. He just said Walz has been sober since 1995. And I'm like, okay. And I go, I don't get what the point is here. I know how this ties to your personal story, but Trump has been sober his whole life. So I don't get, and I really didn't know that it was all coming out that all these conservatives were slamming Walz for his drunk driving. Now, there is certain things I don't think you can come back from to be president. I don't think Beto could ever come back from fleeing the scene, lying about it, being a punk 18-year-old, 17-year-old. I think that's something that bars you from being president. Like that's a big mistake in your youth. It's like, unfortunately, you could do a lot of things. Just like, some people should be boxing and not other whatever. I think that is something that bars you. What Walz did, a drunk driving situation, I mean, it can be discussed, whatever.
I got to roll out though.
All right.
Peace out, my bro.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it. Had a great time.
Later, Free. Appreciate you.
See you, man.
Great to meet you.
Yeah, I stuck around for 10 extra minutes, so I was memorable, Russo. So you better remember me next time.
I got
Peace
you.
out, guys.
See you.
So all I commented on it was, I just said, I don't get, what's the point? And he's like, fuck you. And yeah, like he just literally, that was what he jumped to. And I was like, bro, I'm literally asking. And I even said at the end of it, I don't mean to, like, I just don't understand what the point of this post is. And that's what I said. I said, I
troll his page. What's his name?
Brian Cuban. I feel like there's an and is all I said. And then a couple of his people were like, you know what you were fucking doing. That was in bad faith. I go, I honestly did not know until this conversation about the fact that he was, and Brian is just hammering me. So I wrote this long thing out. I go, it doesn't make sense to me as a post. Like, I don't get it, because I could say, I talk about my fact, my dad was a compulsive gambler, twice gambled away our life savings. If all of a sudden we were to find out that JD Vance gambled his life savings away at 22, his family savings, and then hasn't gambled in 15 years, I wouldn't just put JD Vance hasn't gambled in 15 years. I wouldn't put that. So I didn't know I didn't know the thing. Like, I didn't get it. And the way that he responded is the perfect, like, you're just a piece of shit. You're just a piece of shit. And you are the most privileged fuck on the planet. The only reason anybody knows who you are is because of your brother. You have all these books that are really shitty books. No offense. I mean, I didn't say that when he was on the show Changemakers, but like, he is the epitome of privilege. And this is the guy that is like, I'm riding with Biden. I'm loving this, Kamala. I'm loving it. Like, fuck you. You're just a dickhead.
Because he's not affected by Biden.
He's not affected by any of this.
Dang, that was kind of wrong. I just commented on the post. I laughed first, and then I put LOL, tampon Tim sucks, and so does your books, bro.
No.
You're going to get blocked real quick, just so you know. But if you do want entertainment, if you could find a way to join Pantsuit Nation, God, it's so good. Let's end the show with looking at some of the last things to be posted on Pantsuit Nation. I've tried posting in there. I get in the mix and be like, yes, girl, yes, queen, loving it. I like it. I get really, really, really into it. Let's see. Let's take a trip down this lane.
Somebody already liked it. They put a laughing face.
I got a private message from a woman that might come to my speaking class that was literally like, I'm sorry you got, bullied like that. I'm like, or like, he shouldn't talk to you. I'm like, it is what it is. And we ended up becoming friends and talking. I'm like, I'm the weird, like, you can't call me a crazy right-wing conservative, for fuck's sakes. I'm literally pro-gay marriage. I'm pro equality. I just don't want to celebrate other people's shit that they do. I'm pro-choice to a point, just when it's not ridiculous. Like, you can't be more of a soft Republican than I am.
Yeah, you were gonna vote for RFK.
Correct. There was a point. All right, we got to look at this shit. This page is fucking classic. By the way, we got almost 900 people watching. Could you do me a favor? Hit the like, smash the like, hit the hearts, do the laughing face, do something.
Just type in Brian Cuban, and then go to the post where he's talking about Tim Walz. Everybody, go there right now and laugh at the comment.
Liddell, happy birthday!
Yes, happy birthday,
Liddell.
Happy birthday. Let's see. All right, let's have a little fun to end the show. If you guys aren't on, and you might not be able to get into Pantsuit Nation, I got in years ago when Hillary was running, because I was able to, they were willing to have a little bit of a conversation at the time, but not anymore. But this is, I have to stay incognito on this one just to make sure they let me stay. So this is the.
Don't be stealing my phrases, bro.
Did I say that? I didn't. Let's see. Let's familiarize ourselves. Okay, so that's not as funny. Okay, here you go. The cutest Converse ever to continue to break that glass ceiling on this fine day that Kamala picked her VP for her future. It's looking brighter today and every day closer to Harris presidency.
Is that his foot?
No, this is Pantsuit Nation. This is not what's his face.
Oh, I'm about to say he got baby feet. That baby feet was almost the size of his feet. He got little baby feet.
All right, here you go. Philly, can you imagine seeing somebody wearing this crazy cat lady hat?
Oh, Jesus. Oh.
Tim Walz also loves cats.
Yes, he does. He is a cat lover, a major cat lover.
I love cat too. So
Cat doesn't look like it loves him. All right, let's see. There's such. I welcome a guy who wants to give a cat a little top. What's a cat a little top of head of sugar?
Okay.
I don't even know what that means. Somehow that got approved and mine didn't. His first campaign ad, don't care. Let's try to find a good, funny one to end on. Let's see.
I don't even know why you're even participating in this.
No, I just like seeing. Okay, look, there's a cat watching this. Look at this. Like, it's fucking funny. What do we got here? See now that, okay, here you go. A VP, they celebrate this. A VP candidate who supports women's reproductive rights and free menstrual products for teens. Hope he waltzes right into the White House. This is real. This is real. Real.
No, this is stupidity, is what this is. These people need help. They need lots of help.
Why is it red? Eater Aver. They don't understand shirts, do they? Bevo, there's no why is it blue and red in those? There's no reason.
They don't. Yeah, it's stupid design.
I don't. Okay. Man, look at these. Oh, they're 2 seconds away from sucking dick. Okay. I sound like an asshole. They've lowered me to this.
This is.
I try not to, bro, but I'm falling into it myself because it's just getting so annoying, especially on TikTok. I love people, bro. I really do, and I would love to see people just like be together, but some of them just don't want to be together. They want to just talk the most messed up shit to you. So I'm like, okay, that's why I just made this comment on this guy's post. Like,
my favorite.
So this just in. Migrant day laborers sue Home Depot, CPD, and City of Chicago alleging abuse and harassment.
Here you go. My favorite factoid about Tim Walz is that during his career as a high school teacher in the same year, he coached the football team in state title and served as the faculty advisor for the school's first gay-straight alliance club. So I have to be honest, like this scares me that he was a high school coach. Like this is giving me Penn State vibes. Like the fact that he was so pro weird gay men tampon transition, it's kind of weird to me. It's kind of weird.
Something he might have a secret fetish, bro.
Oh, I guarantee you something like.
Oh, he definitely got a secret fetish. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. I like to poke my bacon before I eat it.
From the windows, right there. From the windows to the walls. This is, yep, that's the one out. That might have been the one.
Will you copy that and send me that picture? That meme. I want that.
From the windows to the walls till the comma licks all over his balls.
Oh my.
Excuse me.
She's not his type. By the way, guys, go and look up the awkward handshake he gave his wife post the speech. Instead of giving her a hug on the stage, it was super awkward.
This is their big thing. I understand the assignment.
Your shirt's backwards.
Yeah, she doesn't understand that she could turn her camera around. She should understand the assignment and hit a Stairmaster. Let's see. Married 50-something white guys with adorable senior dogs. I appreciate you getting senior dogs.
That's a dude?
Yep.
Nope.
I thought it was a butt ugly chick. I ain't gonna lie.
Yep. Hold on.
That person's going to be participating in the Olympics in 2028.
When I can't sleep, I feel anxious or angry. One thing that always calms me: preparing Get Out the Blue Vote letters to voters in swing states and close races, and letters help our cause. So this is her personal, my best way to affect the future. My vote helps elect candidates who will appoint judges and pass laws to support my values. Raise your voice and champion your values with us. Nothing wrong with that. She's got a belief system. It's just not ours. Pro-family. Pro-family? That's weird. Pro-child care, pro-choice, pro-equity, pro-veterans, pro-LGBTQ+, pro-future. America's dad and America's dream.
How can you be pro-family, pro-abortion, pro-choice, and pro-future?
I get. Oh God, claws, cat lovers against white supremacy.
Oh Jesus!
Cat, I am buying you that shirt. That's how we're ending right there. I am buying you that shirt,
bro. Let me tell you something. I love that shirt. I think that is one of the best shirts ever made right there. That was fucking funny. If I ever see somebody wearing that shirt, oh, I got to buy that shirt, man.
I'll design it for you right now, and then I'll have it shipped to your house.
I want one of those. That is fucking hilarious because I am a cat lover against white supremacy.
Somebody wrote the crazy thing is, like, I don't know if you saw it, but guess how many reactions and likes that post got?
I don't know.
2,400. That's a low one. Like,
hey, instead of putting the cat on there though, Kaecey, I want you to put a picture of a vagina, a nice one. Cat lovers against white supremacy.
Like some
put a just a pretty one on there.
Oh my God. What's this?
That's funny.
Oh my God. I can't.
I'm gonna get you a banner. We can hang out outside your house.
That's funny. That is funny.
Anyways, so guys, do us a huge favor. Before we wrap up the show,
like this video and share this video.
Yeah, do that for us. Kash, you got some people. Did you ever call the person that signed up? The one that signed up with me?
I didn't.
Okay, we gotta reach out.
I apologize. I'm gonna start I'm gonna start promoting again tomorrow, man. I'm not feeling good today. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I've been making this look good, but I don't feel good at all.
No, I can tell. No, trust me, you have not been making it look good. You look rough. Yeah. Do us a favor, guys. Go to freedomboxinfo.com. It's all American shopping, all American products. Kash, I know you're not feeling good, but I know you know how to bring it home. And if anybody's signing up for me or whatever, Kash is in charge of making sure he reaches out to you. We need a whole team of people shopping American. Actually,
I'm the Freedom Box czar.
What's that?
Yeah,
I got my monthly box right here. I got my Pro Flex.
I got mine today too.
I got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, we got ours today.
I got a toilet bowl cleaner to clean out the walls.
You're
Kash,
late.
Do you wear an XL?
Yeah. They make me look even stronger than I already am. So yeah.
Ordering your shirt now.
Thank you.
Did you already make it?
It would be nice if somebody would send me the shirts that I sent them that I wanted.
Yeah, I asked you what size in a text and you never replied to me.
XL.
Well, you just told me, so
did you send a t-shirt request?
Yeah, I sent it a long time ago.
Not to me.
In our group text.
Yes, I did.
Like a week ago. I replied, okay, what sizes? Because I can send you a couple shirts that I have here in my house right now. I have extras.
Ben sent them.
Is that real? Ben Stiller donated $150K to Harris and said all white
Jewish
men
this morning that people were
he said that it is really cool. Kamala is black and she is Indian, and that's a lot of things. And I'm a Jewish white guy. I'm Jewish and Irish, but I wish I was black. Like all Jewish guys wish that they were black, which I find to be factual. Especially liberal Jews, they definitely wish that they were black. But
I don't think that's all
liberal. White Jews, yes.
No, I think liberal white Jewish people tend to be some of the more closet.
I mean, look at Drake.
Racist.
Look at Drake.
That was good. Well played. So that's how you go. Freedom Box Info. They got a lot of great stuff. It's all American, 99% American. One product from Italy. One or two products from Canada. Everything's American, and there is no advertising. It's strictly us people that are able to make a small commission, including you. If you want to have a business, you don't have to buy in. You just have to buy your monthly products. That's it. And the products you already use around the house. Trust me, it's worth it. You should see how many other conservative influencers, everybody is trying to get people on their teams and to actually shop American. That's how you vote. You vote with your dollar.
I need you guys on my team, our team. Really do. So if you could go to freedomboxinfo.com right now and fill out the job form, I hit you up. Just not today. I will not hit you up today, but I will get on it tomorrow morning. First thing in the morning, if you fill out that form, you will be receiving a call from me at some point in your day. And it might be a FaceTime. Just saying.
Kash Lee Kelly. DoubleDownSpeaking.com tomorrow night. I got a 6 p.m. class. Come to it. It'll be lovely. It's a free workshop. It is free. You get to hang out.
Pretty
you
fun
have
too.
your cameras on. It's fun. It's fun. It's interactive. It's a good time. Trust me. Come to the damn class. So there's that. What else we got? We of course have our gear, which you guys have not shopped in a while. Shame on you. Go ahead and go to wakenotwokestore.com. Use Truth for 20% off everything. I don't know why we're not moving a lot of stuff. We got to fund the media, Wake Not Woke. I don't know what we got to change, but there's a lot of good stuff on there. So, and lastly, the water filters. Go to centuryh2o.com. Use Russo 10 for 10% off at checkout. I got to check to see if you guys have been buying any of these. I got to buy a new one for the new single wide. For everybody who thinks that I make a whole bunch of money for the single wide that I'm moving into, we got to make sure that we get some new water filtration for that place as well.
Yeah. And for everybody that's watching this liberal right now, I want you guys to go and order a shirt from our store because it is 33% black owned.
It's a fact. That is a very true story.
Support 33% black owned businesses.
Well, technically, you're not 100% black.
I'm black. I'm black.
So would that count full, or would that be half?
Well, if Kamala's black, then
No,
he can be whatever he wants.
Kamala ain't black. I'm black. I'm black.
Did you see? By the way, did you see the clip that CNN panicked out of with the black guys in the barbershop? And they were like, do you guys think, they're like, what do y'all think of Kamala? Does that make you more likely to vote for for her for president? And they're like, well, is she really black? And it was all black guys at a barbershop. And then they like pointed at another guy, and the guy's like, I kind of share that belief. And then somebody else is like, I don't really think she's black. Not a single one out of the 5 guys thought that she was black. And then it went back to CNN, and CNN's like, and we had some call-ins afterwards that said that these voters do not speak for the bulk of black people, and that they were the minority, not the majority. And they slammed them for being low, what they call them? Low education, low, what's the word he used? Low information voters. So it's funny. They're low information. They're allowed to call black people low information voters when they just disagree with them.
Well, let me tell you something. I say I'm black, right? And I am, if you want to go by the definition of black, within this country. But I'm an American. I'm a proud American. And Kamala, she needs to take that same stance. Instead of promoting whether you black or you're Indian, why don't you just say you're an American and stop trying to pander to people? That's what I don't like. That's why I call her out on it. People got a little upset on my Instagram that I was calling her out. Because, I got a lot of liberals that follow me on Instagram as well that are, friendly towards me. But on that particular post, they got a little upset and then their feels. So I had to tell them, look, I'm entitled to state my beliefs if I want to, because I just don't fucking like Kamala, period. I don't like her. So, yeah, she's not black. And that's why I don't like her, is because she's not black and she's identifying as black. And I don't mean that she's not black because of her father being, mixed or she's mixed, and none of that. That's not what it is. What I'm saying is, if you was black, you wouldn't do the things that you do have done to the black community, number one. And number two, you would have had some part in the black experience, and you didn't. I don't give a fuck about the little story that you tell about you riding a bus back in the 60s, bitch. That doesn't make you black. That's not it. You're definitely not black from your genealogy. I don't give a fuck with no. You could be from Jamaica. I watched a Asian from Jamaica, a Chinese dude from Jamaica. He lives in Jamaica. He talked like a Jamaican man. He was on the podcast. He talking like this. That's how he was talking. And I seen the white guy. I'm making a reel about it tomorrow. The white guy, he's from Jamaica. Sounds just like a Jamaican. You know what I'm saying? But he's not black. He's a Jamaican. Just because you are Jamaican, Jamaica is a land, as a nation. That's a nation. All right. You can't say that just because somebody is from a nation that they are black. That's like Russo leaving here and going to Europe, and people think that all people in America is black. And then he says, yeah, I'm black because I'm from America. No, he's not black. He's an American whose ethnicity and shit or genealogy comes from somewhere else.
So is Usain Bolt black, or is he Jamaican?
What?
Would you consider Usain Bolt black or Jamaican or both?
Again, Usain Bolt is a Jamaican. He might got African in his blood, but even that ain't black. Them fucking Africans that come over here are not black. It's a difference. In America, over here, niggas is black. You ain't going to if you they ain't went through what we went through. That's all I'm saying. They can't be black. That's how I feel about it. You can't be black. You didn't grow up fucked up over here. You grew up fucked up somewhere else. So you be what you are over there. You know what I'm saying? If you're from a fucked up country in Africa, you are whatever your nation is and whatever y'all call yourselves over there. You know, like you got the Nigerians and you got the Igbos that are from Nigeria. But
so what's the definition of black?
You got raised fucked up over here in America. You went through the black struggle. You know what I'm saying? In America. I'm talking about gangs.
Black struggle is an American thing. There's also Africans. So you're differentiating between the different.
Yes, that's why when I talk about like the Carltons, right? Now they are black technically because they're from America. America is what created black. America created the term black for black people. That's not they don't call black people black over there in fucking in the UK. They don't call them black in Kenya. They don't call them black in South Africa. They don't do that shit. It's an invention of America. Just like white. White is an invention of America. The motherfuckers over there in Europe aren't white. You're white if you're from America. They identify as Italian and whatever the fuck else is over there in Europe, Russian and all that shit. Like that, they don't call themselves white. Just like a black person from Russia don't call themselves black. They call themselves Russians.
I'm trying to look. Are we 100% sure? Because I want to be clear on this one. Are we 100% sure they don't refer to black people of color that look black as black people in the United Kingdom or in other?
Maybe some of the newer racist people, you know what I'm saying, that's over there. But no, that shit is invented because of America. Before America started calling people black, wasn't nobody calling nobody black. That's all I'm saying. America invented the term black. Before that, it was, oh, we got this one over here from Nigeria. This one came from Ethiopia. This one, that's what they was calling them. They weren't calling them by no color.
What I'm reading is that their reference is they add the country to it. So they would say they're black Caribbean, black African.
Right. Just like I'm a black American. You know what I'm saying?
It's still showing that this is black. So again, I don't know when they changed that though.
Man, I'm telling you, do your history and you will see nobody was calling nobody black until America. But even so, when it comes to Kamala Harris, not to get caught up on the whole race shit about her again, but her father is from Jamaica, but he's an Indian, right? He's an Indian, Irish, Jamaican. He ain't black. And that motherfucking Indians, they look black. Some of them look black, but they not black. They are Indians. That's all I'm saying.
The last thing I want to say is we forgot to bring kind of the censorship stuff up. And I think seeing what happened to Crowder, seeing the fact that my personal page and like a lot of people have reached out to me saying their little things are being pinged and whatever. I think it's gonna be very difficult to win. This is not a joke. Like I, as much as I've said, I go, there's no way Trump loses a couple weeks ago. I take that statement back. I think that we are in a state of one state media right now, and it's gonna be rough, is all I can say. It's gonna be pretty close. But if you want something positive to think about, just realize this is a post on Pantsuit Nation.
That's awesome. That's a cool looking cat. That is one badass cat right there.
That's real. Yep. Anyways.
That's a cool looking cat.
Final words, Kaecey?
Don't trust the government.
Or that cat. It's got a knife. Watch the beginning of the episode. We had a whole bunch. Binary B, we had a whole bunch about Walz in the beginning. Kash, what do you got?
What I got?
A headache.
Yeah, I still got to do America's Conspiracy Compass. So we got that in an hour. If everybody wants to tune in, you're more than welcome to. It's going to be awesome. Go to pill.net, PILLED.net, pill.net. Create your account. It's free. Freedom of speech all the way. You can call people whatever you want to over there. It's fun. It's a fun time. And we can say whatever we want to say over there because it's total freedom of speech. So go over there and create your account and follow me. We're doing America's Conspiracy Compass, and we're about to blow the whistle again on some of these traffickers and really going on. And did you guys know that about El Chapo? About El Chapo not being he got less drug charges than he does trafficking charges?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Human trafficking. Yeah.
I'm not surprised to hear that.
So yeah, we're gonna cover that. We're gonna talk about Luna Garcia, and what's really going on over here in Chicago. So yeah, y'all might want to tune in for that tonight. Tonight on pilled.net. All right, that's gonna be at 8:45 Central Standard Time. 8:45 Central Standard Time.
So make sure you guys are watching that. Again, just follow Kash Kelly at pilled.net. My one positivity I'm going to give you guys at the end of the day is the fact that, as much as I am scared, and I think there is a growing just like, oh, Kamala and Walz. There are some rational people that I know are typically very blue voters, people that I know that I'm not even technically for work purposes, not allowed to speak politics with, going back and forth on conversation, talking about the fact that there is no worse candidate in the history of American politics than Kamala Harris. I think that's a big deal. I think the fact that there are some people that a year ago, 2 years ago, I had to be careful to mention my political affiliation, them bringing up the fact that we're in a shitty place in terms of the Democrat pick that they will never, ever vote for. And I don't know if that means they vote for Trump or they just don't vote. Either way, if a Democrat doesn't vote for them, it's a vote for Trump. So I think there is still some hope is all I can say. Kash, take us home.
Unite. Don't fight. Be a street light. It's only you can be the change you wish to see in the world. And when you get too stressed out, you got to remember to pray, America, because without God, everything falls apart. And that's a fact. Woo. Fuck yeah, brother.